All right, just injury update. Quinnen in the concussion protocol also, has a neck. He won't participate. Guidry with a knee, he won't participate today. And then limited will be Josh Andrews, Crowder, Jeff Smith, Mims, Luvu, Franklin Myers. All those guys will be limited in practice today. Foley's back. And Harvey got put on IR as well. So that's kind of where we're at right now.
Adam, what do you do at linebacker with Harvey out now?
Yeah, we're running thin. So we'll have probably, those practice squad guys will get an opportunity. We got Bryce Hager. They could obviously step up. It just kind of thins out our special teams units pretty good.
What's your gut on Quinnen now that he has a neck too in addition?
He'll probably be done for the year.
Oh, really? For 2 weeks then? Okay.
Yeah.
Is that what kind of neck issue is that?
I don't know exactly. I just know that it's probably going to keep him out the rest of the year.
Will you put him on IR?
Yeah, I'm assuming they will at some point. I think he's got to clear the concussion protocol first or something. I don't know.
Can you just, the kind of year he gave you before going on IR, the strides he took from year 1 to 2?
Yeah, he's done a good job. Obviously, Sunday you saw what kind of impact that he had. Made a ton of TFLs, was in the backfield, created pressure. Felt like he had, a good run of games. I felt like his consistency was pretty good. There was a few games where it was like, he kind of disappeared, but it didn't happen a lot. Last year I felt like, there would be a couple of games in a row where he didn't really feel them. But this year I felt like for the high majority of the games that you felt him. If you were on the other team, you felt him, whether you're playing quarterback or in the run game.
Adam, so many teams that play well at the end of the season like you guys did last year, there's always talk about, there's a momentum going into the next year. Do you believe in that at all? Obviously it didn't come to fruition for you guys at all this year, but is there anything to that whatsoever?
I think it helps, confidence in the guys knowing that you can, but we've had enough changeover where it was relevant.
What do you look for? Go ahead, Al.
Makai's size aside, obviously, when did you know he could have this type of impact, and talk about the impact he's had for you guys?
You're talking about Becton? I think right from the beginning, how quickly when we got on the field, how he picked everything up. And then I think once we put pads on and just kind of saw how he, his contact strength of when we were running the football, the movement he would get on the line of scrimmage, I was really impressed with that. And then, I just think how quickly he could, if he made a mistake, he could get it fixed really fast. I think that was impressive to me because a lot of rookies, they'll make a lot of the same mistakes over and over again. I felt like he didn't do that. He can make those adjustments and fix problems that he had, especially as we got in the season.
Adam, what do you have in store for an encore after Sunday? And what are you looking for the next two? The next two.
I think. It's just we'll see kind of where we're at health wise. I know defensively we got to figure out kind of how we got to put some pieces together here. We're talking about 3 guys that were starters that are looking that they might not be able to play this week, or 2 of them for sure. One of them we're not sure. So, we just got to kind of figure out who's going to be available for us, this week in practice. And, we got to have a good week of practice and stay focused on what we're trying to do. And we got to play well. We got to do a good job stopping the run because these guys do it as well as anybody. And offensively, we can't turn the ball over.
What do you look for these next 2 weeks? Obviously it's a lost season in terms of your true goals. But what are you looking for these next 2 weeks?
Definitely just trying to play complementary football. I thought last week was we finally played one. We had all 3 phases actually kind of work off each other, and that was good to see. See if we can build off of that, and then offensively we just got to do a good job of protecting the football and defensively, we got to do a good job of creating turnovers.
And Sam had a pretty solid game last week. What has to happen for him to take that next big step in his career path?
I think just keep playing games like that. You know, I think it's really just about being consistent week in and week out, just trying to do those little tiny things that don't, you know, a lot of people don't notice that, you know, keep us on the field where it might be throwaways. It might be decisions to make a, you know, re-miking and pulling the ball down and running the ball, keeping the drive alive. Just all those little tiny things, just consistently be able to do those. And then when he's got a, you know, guy wide open, be able to hit the guy in stride and create big plays. I mean, it's just little things like that.
Adam, do you have any indication in your mind or gut feeling about what your future is? And have you discussed anything with Chris yet?
No, I haven't had any discussions.
Do you have any gut feelings at all, given the way things have gone this year?
Nothing I'm really worried about.
You kind of mentioned a little bit, Adam, there, the little things that Sam can work on and Sam can do to keep getting better. Why do you think that in year 3 that hasn't all come together for him yet? Like, why hasn't it all done it to this point when you see others it has clicked for?
Well, I think a little bit has to do with who's around him, consistency there. I mean, it's not like he's played, you know, you watch some of these quarterbacks, I mean, you know, playing with the same receivers, playing with the same skill guys. I mean, that would be a good start for him to have some consistency with the roster.
Adam, we spent a lot of time in the offseason talking about the O-line and the moves you guys made, you know, adding 4 new starters there. How do you think that unit has performed overall this year? And how much do you think a hindrance was the way the offseason was this year?
Yeah, I think when you have a changeover like that, it's just the more time together, the better. You know I've had multiple conversations with Connor McGovern about just kind of, God, the offseason would have been nice. It was a new system for a lot of those guys, being able to, you know, kind of get used to everything and then hitting training camp, you know, knowing what you were getting into and understanding everything and have done it, you know. But, I mean, we didn't have that option. And then we kind of – it seemed like things were okay early. It was just kind of once we got in the season and things weren't going as smooth, you know, we just – you know, then we had some injuries. It just kind of fell apart in that aspect, and it took us a minute to rebuild it back up and the confidence that we need to go out there and execute.
Do you feel like it's been better lately?
Yeah, I think guys have done a good job. I mean, you know, we've had some good games. We've had some good rushing games. We've had some good games as far as protection goes. I thought last week it was a good example of everybody doing their job. We got open quick. We got the ball off fast. Guys protected long enough. You know, we did a good job of just, you know, as a total group of working together.
I know we asked you about this after the game, but now that you've had a chance to watch it over, you know, sometimes the Braden man tackle was pretty exceptional for a punter in the open field. He's made a few of those this year. Have you ever been around a punter who's been as willing to engage?
I've been around a couple that are willing, but I don't think I've been around anybody that's this good. Like, he's only had one tackle where you could say, like, oh, he missed that one, and that was on Andre. I think on Andre against Buffalo. He got him on a dead leg down the sideline. But I mean, he's been phenomenal this year. I mean, we joke with the defensive guys that if we need to learn how to tackle, we'll just bring him over to the defensive side. You know, if we have a couple missed tackles, we give him some crap about it.
He can replace Harvey, Adam.
No, I think he's about 30 to 40 pounds away from being able to place Harvey.
You had Neville in Miami. How different is he now? And how do you think he's stepped into this role that he probably never had?
I talk about it all the time. Me and Frank Bush were talking about it the other day. It's unbelievable how different he is. He didn't talk. I never heard him speak. I was with him a couple of years down there. I'd never heard him talk. I tried to talk to him 100 times, and he just nodded at me. You know, I mean, and then when I got here, you know, he didn't really say anything, and then all of a sudden he becomes a Mike linebacker. Now we can't get him to shut up. And I always joke with him. I'm like, how come now all of a sudden you talk? He goes, I don't have a choice. I'm the Mike linebacker. I got to talk all the time, and it's really cool to see. I mean, to see his his development of where he was in Miami, and he's a special teams guy, and he played hard, and he was aggressive, and he looks the same as far as in that area of it. But to see him now and just his leadership, how he communicates, the passion he plays with, he lets it all out on the field. I mean, guys just gravitate to him and they listen to him, and he leads the whole group. When we were having meetings, he was running the meetings when we were able to do that as a group. I mean, it's really cool to see how much this, Neville has developed as just a leader and a player as well, just in how important he is to our entire team.
We'll take a few more for Coach. Is that it?
Adam, I had one more with Becton. What is the next step for him? Like short term, what are you looking for him these next 2 games? And then going into next year, what can he kind of improve on to build on what he's done this year?
It's really for him. It's just keep seeing all these different looks that, that's his biggest thing. Just keep seeing all those oddball looks that he hasn't got to see yet. That's the NFL in general. Of he needs to see, all right, hey, it's an odd, and then they're trying to pick with the second level guys. Like there's still stuff he hasn't seen yet that he's reacting on the move. I mean, the more he sees, the better he's going to get. I mean, and really it's just going to all be about his preparation in the offseason, getting his body right for training camp. That's going to be key to him, right? Like he just can't sit around all spring. Like he's got to have a regimen and understand how important it is to take care of his body in the offseason when he's not around here. That's going to be big for him.